Welcome friends, my name is Emmy and you are on Zen with Emmy. I'm a CZT, which means Certified Zentangle Teacher, and I'm also a retired public school teacher. So I've been teaching a while and I'm a teaching junkie. I'm so glad to be here. I hope you've had time to look up the tangles for yourself, the Inktober Tangles 2024. Authored by Stephanie Jennifer. She's the one that picks them out, probably with help, the human that she is, you know. So today you should, I hope you have, set up the tile number 3 for your Twinchies, but we're going to put our pattern here in the border like we did on Xander a few days ago. So we're going to work here. I've got everything joined together already for myself. And I hope you'll take a minute and pause me if you haven't already to get yours set up. Today we're going to start with this very fun pattern, number 10, called Sweetpea. And Sweetpea is a lot of fun. It is definitely something that you're going to enjoy doing. It's a border tangle, which is why I've chosen to put it down the border of this. So you can work in pen, you can work in pencil, whatever blows your hair back. And let's get started. So what I'm going to do, there's 2 ways to do this. So on this, I'm going to show you both. But I think for my sense of mind and sanity, it would be easier for me to do it in a box the first time with you. I'm going to start with doing zigzags from one end to the other. Now, wherever I have a zigzag, wherever it zigs, I'm going to come and make what is called just a spiral. Watch what I'm going to do. And I want it to kind of be close to this one here. So I'm going to come right up that line, spiral, like making a wonderful, wonderful cinnamon roll, which is the season. Do it again. I'm going to come up here, make another substantially sized spiral. Do it again. Off of this one, quite close again to this other, and spiral. And again, come up straight and spiral. Now, if we were to do this, it would go down here like this, and I would have probably another one right here coming up, right? But that's off the page, so let's worry about that later. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do what's called in Zentangle world as take off and land. We're going to do this on all of these patterns. So I'm going to start right below where this spiral joins this zig. I'm going to come around it, around, around, and round, and land there. Do it again. Right off the edge here, I'm going to do a bump out and tight in. Do it again. Bump out and in, at least 3-4 times, whatever you prefer. Let's do it over here too. Starting to go around, around, around the spiral and tight in. Now this time we're going to bump off and in, bump off, tight again. I'm not sure if I had 3 or 4 there, but anyway, we're practicing, right? Okay, let's do this again. Come around the spiral, round, around, around, and land. Come around the spiral. Uh-oh, I did not mean to do that. And land. It's kind of pretty, but the idea is to bump like this. And bump. That's pretty too, though, isn't it? Okay, come around this spiral, around, around, and come in. Bump and in, another bump and in. Is this not the cutest pattern ever? So what I would do now, I'd suggest to you, is that you want to pretend, I'm putting lines behind, lifting my pen on each, and pretending that this is a column. So if this was a column, I probably would put some fun things on it, like some orbs. Just fill it up with fun orbs like this. This one could probably use what I used to call cinnamon rolls, printemps. Oh, as many of these or as few as you'd like. And down the other side too, possibly. Different sizes of orbs. Yeah, how pretty is this? Now let's do it again. I'm going to make another box for myself, creating some muscle memory here. And this one's going to be a wavy one. I'm starting at the top. I'm going to wave instead of what I did before, which was zigs and zags. I'm going to wave. Voila. That's a la my granddaughter. So I am going to do a very similar thing to what I did before. I'm going to come off of here, come up, and make sure that that's quite tight. Do it again off of this one. Out, spiral around, and make sure it's quite tight again. Out, and quite tight. And there might be room for that one up there, not sure. Beyond that, it's going to be very similar to what we did here. So I'm going to take off, around, 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 and tight back in. Now the bump. Bump out, back in, bump out, back in. How pretty. Okay, take off on the next one and land. Take off and land. Take off and land. Oh, I'll tell you what, you get so absorbed in this. You just lose track of time and every other which thing. Let's do it again. Go round, around, 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 and back in tight. And then the bumps. Out and back in, out and back in. How sweet. And again, you're welcome to add another one up here if your heart is exact, like many of us are. And then you would do the come out and back in and bump. And one more bump. And then you very likely might want to darken in here a bit, like we've been on our other patterns. Take the curve off. Take the curve off of here as well. I love this. And put it on a column, maybe. Put it on a column here. And in that way, it becomes the prettiest border pattern, doesn't it? Okay, let's get started in our books. We're going to put this pretty pattern right here. And I would work in pencil first, quite honestly. And I don't know if you're going to decide you want to do the curves or the zigzags, but I'm going to do the zigzag. I want to leave enough room at the bottom in case I do decide I want to write the words in the book. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to grab my pen, and I'm going to be going over, as you can see, this time into the other areas. Well, I don't think we did that much on this last one. So I'm going to come off. And put a spiral. Come up off of this with a spiral. Come off with a spiral. And this would come out like this. So I'm going to put a spiral here. And this zigzag would go like that. So I would have a spiral right here to finish it properly. And then I think that, I don't know, I may decide to leave that pencil in there because I want to use these columns this time instead of the way I did have it. We'll see how this works out, okay? So I'm not going to darken it yet. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is come around, 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 and then land tight. Bump, and land tight. One more bump. And tight. And let's do this again. Take off. And land. Bump. One more bump. Woohoo, how pretty. Okay, go round the spiral and land back tight. Bump. And one more bump. Isn't this the most elegant pattern? Don't you just love it? I just love it. I want to use it all the time in all of my work. And tight in, and then the bump. Just elegant. And tight in, and because I'm not finishing this right now, I'm just going to come around here as it would, and maybe I'll leave that right there. I can easily finish this if I decide at a future time. So now I'm going to ink in the columns. Ooh, is this pretty? And then I would like to do some spirals, some rosettes along the way, and maybe I will do some orbs of different sizes up the column. Your choice. Maybe you'll do some in between here too. And I probably will darken in here in this area. Just cleans it up a little bit, you know. Maybe now I've decided I can do this here. I wasn't sure before. I want my column here. So I'm going to darken here, like I did on the one up above. And there won't be much going on in this one. And I'll do some more of those way cute spirals. And some different size of orbs. Some large, some small. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, that is so simple and fun. Isn't it pretty? I hope you like it. Let's grab ourselves our blender stump and our pencil, because I'd like to get a little shading on here in between these bumps that we did. Make them pop off the page a little, and that's another reason I tried not to work too small. In the bottom of that spiral also, I will put a little shading. Again, this is your choice. It's your paper and your project. Shading's in the eye of the beholder. It is just suggestions. And I am going around the spirals a little bit, get a little more shading on there. Yeah, there we go. Grab your blender stump, push some of that beautiful shade around, that graphite. It's amazing what this can do for a piece, isn't it? I think this came out really, really well. I hope you like yours too. Wow. Thank you so much for working with me. I hope you have a chance to like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Join some Emmy Zen friends on Facebook and see what's going on. Thank you. Bye.